What a delightful woman. In certain circles, Mahar is known as the miracle baby turner, persuading full-term breech babies to enter the world face first. It's quite a trick. You can see the full interview with Mahar Haddad at the Just Thinking TV YouTube channel. Follow the links from shinetv.co.nz, leave your comments or perhaps your definition of what it means to be a Kiwi, or your list of ethnicities you dislike. Actually, don't do that. Look, just because you're a Christian doesn't mean that you need to be nice and polite all the time, or that you need to agree with me or any of our other contributors. In fact, some of the responses to the program have actually been quite abusive. Well, that's social media for you. Haters gonna hate. Not all of the thoughts were about how stupid I look or promoting somebody's new blog. Most of it is actually about the topic, with lots of comments on what it means to be a New Zealander from a variety of perspectives. Barbara is from the UK and has lived in New Zealand for nearly 40 years. She asked, does this make me a Kiwi? In her eyes, it does. Caleb's opinion is that you can be a Kiwi if you've lived here for ages and cheer for our sports team. You must accept New Zealand as your patriotic home country, not just take off to Aussie to get work. That's like being a traitor. Hayley reckons that to be a Kiwi means to wear bare feet in town without caring what others think. Nico feels that you have to be Maori to be a New Zealander, but anyone can be a Kiwi. Stuart disagrees. He points out that Maori were also immigrants, as were his family many generations ago. Now we're all New Zealanders. Oliver thinks that as a whole we're accepting of other cultures, even embracing them. Jess considers herself as a New Zealander because she doesn't remember life before New Zealand compared to the rest of my family. She says, I barely even have an accent. And John confesses that he was an overstayer for a few years, so he reckons that if you're here legally, you're a New Zealander. He says, now as a Christian, I'm a resident of New Zealand and a citizen of God's kingdom. And got to include this one. An anonymous fan who believes that belief is a mental illness and that faith and thinking are polar opposites. Also describing me as a demented magician. Abracadabra. I don't know, maybe it's the outfit. Hey, you never know, maybe I'll pull a rabbit out of somewhere a little bit later in the program. Keep watching and keep those comments coming in. Interesting, though, that some people's perception of faith is that it demonstrates an inability to think clearly on any topic. Maybe they've got a point. If you want to provide some evidence to the contrary, though, how about checking out the Just Thinking TV YouTube channel? Follow the links from shinetv.co.nz and you know the drill. Comment, like, share, tweet and subscribe. Engage your brain in the public forum and share your thoughts with others. And consider using social media for a higher purpose than sharing laughing cat memes. My challenge to you this week is to confront your own discomfort zones. Know the extent of your own ethnic phobias. From your perspective, who is in and out of your definition of what it means to be a New Zealander? Who is us and who is them? And perhaps go out of your way to get to know people in the latter category. From a spiritual perspective, where is home? We are all merely sojourners in life's journey, just passing through on our way to a better place. Shouldn't this be reflected in our attitudes towards our fellow travellers? For those whose people have been here for a generation or two, the principle of loving your neighbour and treating others as you want to be treated, extending the spirit of hospitality and welcome to people from all parts of the world. And as our national anthem says, people from every creed and race would gather here in the sight of God. Maybe that would be God's own, a taste of heaven here on earth. Get to know some first-generation New Zealanders. Be inspired by the cultural diversity of our nation, the diverse palette of a creative God. Think, pray and make an active decision on how you will show the love to those in your neighbourhood. Let's keep thinking about important stuff like this, and maybe your thoughts and actions will inspire others to just thinking. Next week we look at the environment. Is New Zealand as clean and green as we'd like to think? What does the Bible say about caring for creation? What about global warming? Is that a man-made thing? And does recycling or cycling to work actually make any difference? So until next week, kia tika te whakauroa. Just keep thinking.